We are actually, one thing we're aggressively doing right now is testing main images. So we're actually using Product Opinion, one of our sponsors, and we're going in and we're putting that out to multiple audiences. Which images do we like best? Which images do we like
That's
best?
the best way. Yeah, absolutely.
And our plan of action here is we're going to take the best results. Maybe we have 2 or 3 main images that come out on top, and then put it into Amazon as well, because we can do the experiments and allow Amazon to start giving us some additional data to go off of as well.
So, absolutely. Yeah. Once you narrow it down to 2 that are pretty good, then you just run the experiments and let Amazon kind of sort out over a 2-week period what's going to be best for you.
I'm so excited.
If you scroll over, you can hit the pin button for Voyaj in the main image. Yeah. And now it moved it all the way to the left. Now we can compare everything. So you can see your movement and ranks here from the last 4 weeks. So you've improved with Travel Suitcase Organizer. Now you got the heat map over there, so you can see the movement over time. But it's good to kind of see what you're doing, and you've actually, I guess, green is bad. So we've got to fix this a little bit. Like we're green. You've moved the wrong direction. Red is good. So you're actually number 1 now for hanging packing organizer. Yeah. Which is pretty cool, right? And you're number 1 and number 2. So you got a lot of words that you've moved in the right direction. Let's expand the bar a little, like the data up top a little bit. If you can drag that down a little bit, so I could see sales in the middle, to the right. Just drag that.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Let's see. So I just want to see your listing versus the others, and what kind of movement you've made. You've gone from 200 sales a month to 300 on average, so more than 10 a day versus where you were before, which is around 7 a day. And so it's moving in the right direction as far as sales go. You've increased your price by $10, which is awesome. So you had your launch price, I imagine.
Correct.
And then you're more expensive than like the next 5 guys. And meanwhile, you were still able to outsell them, all the way over. Now, if you look at Pack Gear and Pack Gear, those 2 Pack Gears, they're more expensive than you. Well, at least one of them is.
Yep.
And you're in line with their sales. So your conversion rate being lower is probably a byproduct of costs. How's your margin in this price range?
Yeah, margin, overall margins actually right now, because we've pulled back on PPC just a hair now that we're starting to dial in, we're about 25%. And organically, our organic sales are about 35-40% margin right now, somewhere in there.
That's awesome. Yeah, no. So you're doing a great job of dialing in at this point. It doesn't look like you've lost ground on keywords by reducing your spend. As a matter of fact, a lot of times when you start to turn off bad spend, it'll increase your overall conversion rate, which increases your organic rank in some instances. So I've seen where like bad spend is actually hurting you and holding you back from ranking. So it's a weird dynamic there. So that the North Star for me is my spend in improving ranks or hurting ranks? And then I know whether to spend more or less, and then what the upside of those ranks can be. And that's kind of the math behind it, which is what we're writing into automations and stuff now. Like eventually we're going to have an AI do it for you, but there's a lot of stuff you have to look at, right? Obviously. So if we scroll back over, you got 5 months here. This is good. Versus 9. You're the newest listing. What else if you would go ahead?
And this was just creation of our actual listing. We're only launched just over a month. So
no, so you lost your honeymoon, it seems. Then you didn't have a honeymoon period preserved.
We had the date. We created this and didn't have it active, and we had our dates pushed forward, and we launched. So I'm wondering if it's reading it from whenever we just created the backend information, or actually from when we launched and when our honeymoon should have.
Let's go look at deep dive real quick. I can tell you right away, because the Keepa chart won't analyze it because they scrape it. So if it was there but dead, if it was the dog pages, then your honeymoon was live. So you got to scroll down to yours. All right, let's pull up your load sales data. Yeah, so it was in fact okay. It looks like you launched in May.
We launched at the beginning of June. Yeah, it's very interesting. We launched the
So what I'm
beginning.
thinking is this: what may have happened, and this I've seen this happen, is you launched it and then, or you created it, then move the dates. That
Right.
doesn't save the honeymoon.
Ah,
You have to move the dates. You have to have the dates in the future when you create it. So it looks like Amazon registered you as actually going live, and so you accumulated negative history until you actually launched, and that can make your launch more expensive and harder.
yep.
So this seems like that's what happened here. But in the future,
Well,
it's good for everyone to know, and that's watching as well.
absolutely. Learning curves. This was our placeholder when we first put it up. So I'm wondering if it's just some old data here, but
It just hasn't scraped it again. Yeah,
yeah, potentially on here.
that's interesting.
But we do have, accurate price, sales probably right around where we actually are. So that all makes sense.
I'm excited for you. We can go back over to Rank Radar. Let's take a look at a couple other keywords and see if there's any other opportunities for us. I think that improving conversion, launching some more, you're dialing in PPC. Seems like that. What I'd like to do, have you looked at your brand registry data for your competitors and some of these keywords to see what the average conversion of the top 3 is?
We've taken a look at some of it, yes, we have. And it's been about 2 weeks since we did it. So we did it about 2 weeks into launch. So we're due to go back in and take a look at that information as well.
And then and do you know the average conversion of these subcategories or competitors, like based on that data? Like, are they averaging 7%, 8%? Because I think just for most categories, 3, 4, or 5% is going to be fairly low.
Yep. So we just looked at it. We had anecdotal evidence from another member of our team. We had our team meeting before, and he said about 6.5% was industry or overall average. And I think we were sitting at, what would it be? So this is PPC data. I think we were sitting somewhere around 3-4%, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So you'd be at, what percentage of your sales are PPC? Probably like a third at this point.
We are about a third as of last week. We're almost.
You're probably in that 5 range. Like you're probably still, you're still a little lower than average, but it's going to be those changes. Like the variations are going to make a big difference, I think, for you. Honestly. Let's diagnose one more like indexing issue probably, and let's look at close. Close seems like something where you've got close written somewhere. These are residue and outlier keywords.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking, our PPC targets are minimal. We've only hit it with 11 clicks. Yeah. We do have an exact campaign running for travel close organizer. We also have a broad and then only automatics. We haven't targeted hanging travel bag for close at all, which, that's a call out. We need to fix the indexing. So remember, it's conversion indexing and then spend.
Yeah.
So I would make a note here that we need to. We've already decided that we're going to fix a similar keyword, right? What was it? The travel bag for clothes.
Travel bag for clothes, exactly. Hanging travel bag for clothes.
That's exactly this keyword, right?
Correct.
All right. So we're already fixing this keyword. So we're going to mark. We've got that marked. If we need to get some traffic to it on top of fixing the indexing to establish that relevancy. So part of the issue is like we've got no traffic to this keyword at all. I would probably turn on a phrase campaign here because you have no phrase targeting this whole route. I would target it. You can't hit all 3 with a phrase. You would have to hit them with a broad. You've already got a broad for travel close organizer. And what's interesting is like travel close organizer getting hit in a broad should also hit the close organizer for travel. So it's interesting that that's not showing up there because it should. It just hasn't. It must not have hit it.
Maybe I haven't spent on that yet. Is that how that works?
Maybe no actions or nothing. Hanging travel bag. This would be from your report, so probably just didn't get anything.
Yeah. So I have a question for myself and the audience. In this situation, we're looking at this data and we're identifying this as a very clear opportunity. We're indexing but we really just aren't spending on it to get the visibility, right? Our impression share sucks. So would it be beneficial then to do our exact match campaigns with some additional ad spend to these specific keywords since we know them? Or would it be more beneficial to do a different campaign type?
You know, if you want to go quick and dirty and just get some traffic to them so that you can start getting clicks, because clicks are where you really start to get some movement organically.
Mm-hmm.
There's some indexing issues here. There's some and there's no conversions on 11 clicks. It's not enough data. I'm gonna say that we need to fix the indexing on the one keyword, and then you can do it that way. You can also do another broad campaign. You've already got one travel bag. I'm trying to think what broad. Is there a route here that has travel, close and travel together? Search for close.
Oh, I went the other way. Not travel and close together. Let's try looking for close. No, not as a route.
Yeah, it's interesting. You have close organizer. And then just close. I think that's too broad. I think doing the exact campaigns that you suggested would be fine. And you in the search volume for them is close enough together and not crazy that you could put them all in one campaign. And you could just call it a close indexing campaign, like exact campaign. And then you can probably do 1.5 to 2x the bid. You're going to need to be pretty aggressive here because you're establishing some relevancy and you need to get clicks. Yeah, and then we'll see what happens. I mean, when I make changes, I kind of like want to focus on 1 or 2 routes at a time. I don't want to go nuts. You know, we're going to change the listing already. We're going to change a few things. And in the approach that we take with the optimization process is that, you know, it's progress, not perfection, right? We just want to get a little bit better every time. And so over the course of a few months of doing this a couple times a week, we're really going to understand, what did we do? Was it positive? Do we need to roll it back? What's the next thing we can do? What's the next thing we can do? And, you know, eventually you get to a position where you've maximized the opportunity that this product represents. And the juice is no longer worth the squeeze, as they say. Like, you're spending too much time on it for so little extra upside that you move on to the next thing. Now you've got a ton of upside here. You've got a lot of opportunities, and you're going to launch variations. So this one you can spend a lot of time in.
Yeah, absolutely.
But congratulations on the launch, man. It seems like it's going really well.
Thank you very much. Do we want to do a couple call outs? Because I know we loaded our AI product brief. Do we want to?
Yeah, let's run back to that for sure. If you want to, the main thing was, like, we were talking about main images, and I think that relating the avatar to our positioning is so important, right? So if we want to look at scrolling down to, we kind of looked at what people like and don't like, but let's look at the value add. We saw those. Let's go to avatars at the bottom. Let's just jump straight to that. Who does it think are the most, like, the top 3? And again, business travelers right at top. So to me, if business travelers right at top from all the data it just looked at, the AI went and read a lot of stuff, and it came back and said business traveler. And then our clothes look like young yoga girl, right? So those two things are very disconnected. Even if the wife is buying this for her husband who travels, or if it's a woman who's a business traveler, she's not going to connect with the clothes that are there. She wants to know that those hooks at the bottom can support her pantsuit, right? So I think that you might find better luck with the clothes that you even have in the main image versus the positioning of the image. Now, not to say that the angle, like moving, what's nuts is I've seen case studies where they've taken a packaging they've added the packaging and they've saw a 3% increase in conversion, or a 2% increase. And then moving the packaging from like this angle to this angle was another 0.5%, right? It's so small, the different things you can do, but you've got to be aware of what those are, what those opportunities are, and then just test, right? It costs money. You've got to get someone in-house a lot of times, because it just doesn't make sense to just keep paying an agency hundreds of dollars every time you want to make a change. But if you got someone on your staff because you've got multiple products live and they're able to spin these up for you, then you can run all the experiments you want.
Yep. Absolutely. And the other consideration too is if you're a solopreneur, then you have all this information in one place and you can set, the time that you need to aside, and you know exactly where to look, right? You can come in, you can look at your rank radar, you can see your PPC data all in one platform. You can go and see your AI briefs, what they're saying about your competitors, what they're saying about your category, what you can change. You can go and test that, right? And you come back a week later and then you can see the results. So that's what
Absolutely.
I love about Data Dive, not only on the market research side, the product research side, which we've done videos on. Go check them out. If you're jumping in, this is the first one you're seeing. But also on the back end, now we're getting more and more tools as Data Dive's developing to be able to actually rank and push our products forward. And now with PPC data and all of this information, we're able to really see where our dollars are going and what the impact is. And to my knowledge, there's not many other people out there doing this, and certainly not connecting it all on both sides, which is incredible. And then Brandon also talked about integrating controlling of your PPC campaigns and optimizing those campaigns and managing your bids right in it as a feature coming soon that I know I'm so excited about, and is going to certainly help this brand, and I know many of your brands that you launch in the future as well.
Mike, I appreciate how much you get it, man. You're brilliant, and like I've got to bring you on as an investor, partner, advocate, advisor, like all of the above.
Yeah, we'll absolutely talk about it. I mean, Data Dive has been an absolute pleasure. We love having you in. The team is literally rearing for your insights and this call and every call we do. They're, can't wait to hear what Brandon says. Can't wait to see what the Data Dive results are. So we appreciate having you. And I know that these videos are super high value to our audience as well. So as always, thanks for being on. Appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next video.
Wait, I do one caveat on the way out. The number 5 or 6 avatar there was a college student, and it's back to school season. Right now, I would find a way to change that main image to maybe service that person, because if everyone's shopping for, their dorms, right, they're going to start actually traveling to go to the dorms. I would change my messaging. I would change my imagery. I would change what's in there to suit someone who is going to be hanging it up in a dorm closet. I would move that image maybe. And I would say it's suitable for professionals, for college, for colleges, for college dorms, right? It's your hanging closet type of thing. And figure out whether that messaging can connect right now when you're going to have a flood of people searching and shopping for this for one specific use case. Year round, you might want that business enthusiast or that business traveler, but you might want that dorm. Yeah, and you've got hotels, camping, RVs, and dorms. I would probably find a way to feature the dorms more. And I think that the way that your product presents in that image, where the way it's hanging is sloppy compared to your main image, I'd probably redo that image anyway to make it much more presentable. At least look more durable or stable, right? It looks like it's sagging a little bit. Put smaller things in there like you have in the main image. So that's a call out as well, because right now I'm like, oh man, how strong is it, right? Like it looks a little like flimsy. But that's just because you have it stuffed with really big things, a lot of stuff, right? But you can put a lot of stuff in there, but still have it hold its shape because you put lighter stuff, right? So a couple of those things make a little bit of difference, and it's one little change at a time that we're always looking for to kind of get that, keep making improvements.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thank you so much for all the insights. And we are looking forward to getting on this next call and doing this all over again.
I can't wait till those new variations are launching. I think that you've proven the concept, and now it's just a matter of going all in. Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Mike.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.